Hey you guys, this was just a quick update. I'm gonna get into all that little music intro stuff one day. But it's been a long ass minute since we seen each other. And I just want to give you guys a quick update on what's been going on. First and foremost, hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. Um, with this whole pandemic that's going on, it's been really crazy over the last few months. However, I just want to say I recently overcame having the COVID-19. I found out 2 weeks ago, actually. This is my weekend of work. So 2 weeks ago, it was my weekend of work. And I went into work and I know I didn't feel good, but it was too late to do a call off. So I walked in, I was like, if they have to turn me around, then I'm just going to call the COVID hotline and tell them I think it's a chance I have COVID. So I'm going to get into how I believe I got COVID. So, well, how I know. It's not believe, how I know. And so I went there. They have to take your temp, and my temp was 101.3. So unfortunately, I was not able to go to work that day. I had to call the charge nurse, and it was fucked up because a lot of people done called off that day. And they was looking forward to me coming, but I came. I just couldn't go through. So I'm how I feel. Okay, so initially, this is how I got COVID. So Tuesday when I was at work, cause my schedule I work 3/12s. So I usually work 2 days straight and then have 3 days off and then work another 2 days or something. So I had work Monday, Tuesday, and then I was off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and had to go back to work Saturday, Sunday to work the weekend. So when I went to on Tuesday, my manager came in because now, as you know, as many of you guys know, I work in the jail. So in the jail, when you work for a hospital, the hospital that's taking over the jail, I don't work for the county. Like most jails are provided by the state. The state had dropped them due to bad records of death in the past and stuff. So now a hospital that I work for took over, and we're turning it around. Things are coming up. We have like a 3-year contract with them. So and by that I should be gone. But um, anywho, when most hospitals, you have to get your immunizations, get tested for TB and stuff like that or whatever. And another thing you have to do is the fit test for the N95 mask to let you know what mask you're supposed to wear just in case you come across people on TB. Now, however, since we work in the jail, we do the TB. They do the TB injections. Um, and check the patients, the inmates, for TB to see if they're positive, negative. And usually when they're positive, they just put them in a pod to isolate them by themselves, do the chest x-ray, and if that chest x-ray come back positive, then we just send them out to the hospital until they are cleared because we don't have any negative pressure rooms, and it was really no point for us to do the N95 test, the fit test for it. But now that COVID is here, like I said, I worked that Monday and Tuesday. So that Tuesday, my manager came in and was like, hey, you guys, employee health department is extending their hours so people can get fitted and do the fit test if they didn't got the fit test done, this and this and that. So I was like, okay, since I'm off the next 3 days, I was like, fine, I just go Thursday. So I go Thursday. And at this time in the jail, nobody has been confirmed for COVID or nothing like that. But on my days off, prior to, like after my couple days off, it was like the day before I had to go into work. So that Friday, it was like, okay, 6 inmates have been confirmed to test positive for, coronavirus. And where I work in the jail, those inmates I don't no longer work for. Like, I was not their nurse for like 2 months before even COVID came over here and all this stuff. So I was like, okay, well, that's messed up, and I ended up finding out, it was from a different jail. I'm in jail 1. The inmates that tested positive was in jail 2. So that's a whole nother side of the building. So I was like, oh, that's sad, whatever. But when I had did my fit test at the main campus of the hospital I worked at, I started feeling funny when I went that Thursday. I was fine too. I was on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I was around the same group of girls. We all take breaks together. We all do this, like we're all doing the same thing. So when I had went, they was supposed to get one girl. I know was supposed to get her fit test done, but she was like, "No, nah, I'm not doing it." After she found out what happened to me, so I went to the main campus of the hospital I work for, and I did my fit test. And it's crazy because you have to get your temperature checked to get in, and my temperature was like 97 or something. So I got cleared. I got the sticker for the day, and then I did my fit test, and it was like hours after my fit test, I just started feeling weird. Like I just started feeling like I was getting the cold. You know how you get the little, like, you get that feeling like, cold is coming. So I kept coughing and stuff. And I was like, what? And I just had a cough. So I was like, okay, if I could just try to, like, take the medicine, beat it, I'd be cool. But the next day, I was like, I need some cough drops. So I had got some cough drops. And next thing you know, it was like I just still had a cough. I just had a cough. And I started having, like, head pressure. And I'm like, Lord. This is a head cold because I'm looking for like the sore throat, and I was looking for my cough to be dry. My cough was never dry. I was coughing constantly and I couldn't stop coughing, but it was never dry. So when I went to work on that Saturday, I just really feel like crap that morning. Like I just feel it was just like everything. Like I was feeling like I was getting hot because during the night I felt the little chills, but I was like maybe I'm just tripping. Because you know how sometimes your mind can take over and stuff that you thinking is happening is not really happening. So I was just like, okay, yeah, I feel like shit. But it was too late to call off. So I was like, well, they got to take my temp. If my temp is high, I just have to get turned around or, I can't go to work. And I let the charge nurse know, call up there. And what happened was my temp was 101.3. And that is definitely a fever. And they gotta ask you questions, but the girl never got to the questions. The questions I know that y'all all probably have been screened with questions at your job if you're in the healthcare field of, have you traveled outside the USA? Have you been out of state in the last 14 days? Have you been exposed to anyone who has been a confirmed case of the COVID or stuff like that? So it's the questions, but I never got to the questions because my temp was so fucking hot. Well, it wasn't so hot. It was hot. And so I had to turn around. I called up to the jail, like called up to the floor I work on. And I was like, yeah, I can't come through. This is Hawkins. I won't be able to come in today because my temp is high. So they was like, okay, just call the COVID hotline, this and that. So I talked to the lady. Lady had me talk to a doctor. They both was like, okay, your symptoms seem pretty mild. Just go home, drink, take some Robitussin or some Mucinex for the cough, monitor and get some Tylenol. Don't take no Motrin. Now, the thing is, on that Friday, I did take Motrin. And I know they said, like, ibuprofen can exacerbate it, but maybe it did. I don't know. I still feel like, only thing I feel was just the fever. That's how I just feel. I just feel like I had a head cold. So they were saying my symptoms was mild, and then another lady had contacted me later on that morning around like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and she was like, I want you to go get tested due to your temp. Is it possible you can go out to one of the regional campuses for the hospital I work for to get swabbed? So I was like, sure. You guys, that test, I went to go get the test done. And, of course, I don't know if everybody saw the video of it, but, you tilt your head back. It's kind of similar to, like, getting tested for the flu. So I'm like, the lady was talking to me or whatever, and she was like, you're going to feel it's going to be, and I'm thinking she was going to say, like, oh, you're going to feel a little discomfort. And she was like, you're going to feel burning. And I was like, burning? And she was like, yes. So she actually, when I was like, burning, she was already like sticking the swab on my nose. You guys, that is the absolute worst. If I had to do that test again, I would have quit. So I was quarantined for, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I had a fever from Friday night to Saturday morning. I think that's when my fever was starting to produce. Friday night to Saturday morning, I think that's when my fever was starting to produce. And that's when I realized that my fever only lasted from that Friday night into Saturday morning to Sunday. And like when I got the sheets, the thing was like to return back to work, you have to be more than 72 days without any symptoms or no change in symptoms. And pretty much I went all week without a fever, and my symptoms just changed to a cough. My cough went from coughing a lot to coughing slowly, slowly. Like I still have a semi cough, but it's not bad or nothing at all. Like my cough was horrible when I first started. So I just wear a face mask to work and stuff like that. And if anybody any loved ones you have, or any or even if yourself, if you have COVID right now and you don't really know what to do, please drink your fluids, tea, water, Gatorade. Keep them electrolytes up. Keep drinking, 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 drinking. Soup if you need soup, because you really ain't gonna have an appetite. The symptoms that I experienced was loss of smell, and it only lasted like 2 days. My fever was only lasting 2 days. Cause I was caught up on all my. I was taking meds. I had a humidifier. I did the face things where I just boil water. I had a little small towel put over my head, and in my water I had garlic cloves. I had ginger. I had lemon. I had orange peels. I had a little lemon extract. I mean, not lemon extract, like the essential oil of lemon. I had peppermint. I mean, no, I had peppermint. You got to use peppermint and spearmint. And I even used some, like, I have two things of pepper up. I had one I recently just bought, and then I had one I had for over a year. And I put the one that I had over a year in there because it's a little more weaker than compared to the one I freshly just got. But it made it so strong, like, and it just, like, I literally sweated from my face to my thighs. It really, 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 really worked out for me. It really was very helpful. It helped me breathe. It like all that heat, because you know viruses cannot live in like hot environments. So I made sure I stayed planted by the pot, and it was just like everything was running. Like my nose was running, and I wasn't even having a runny nose from the get go, but everything was just running out, dripping. And I did that like for a couple days. I did it twice a day, and then as my symptoms start and decreasing, I just did it once a day and stuff like that. I still do my steams now. I just haven't done it in the last 2 days, but I'm definitely going to do it when I get off tomorrow. But that's all I want to talk about as far as this coronavirus stuff. So, I think in my last video, I let you guys know that I am going back to school, and I have got accepted into the August 2020 LPN to RN Bridge program. So, I just want to tell y'all about the courses that I will be taking in the fall. I can actually tell you my courses I'm taking for the whole 3 semesters. So, I actually start school August 25th of 2020. We were supposed to have a mandatory orientation on April 6th, but due to the coronavirus, they had to do it remotely. So she had to do like a PowerPoint on YouTube and go through the slides. But I did email her, asked her, can I actually have the slides myself? And she gave them to me the next day. So for the fall, I will be taking 2 classes. One class is Advanced Placement for LPN to RN. That is a 36-hour lecture course with 45 lab hours. There's no clinical hours in my first semester. And then the second class I'm taking is Transitioning Nursing Care of Adults 2. And that's just only going to be a lecture. And it's 75 hours. Second semester, which is, January to May or whatever, that would be my clinical season. Okay, that's when I will initially start doing clinicals. I'll be taking 3 classes separately. They're all 5-week courses. So the first course I will take is nursing care for chronic and vulnerable populations. So that sounds like more like the elderly. And then I do that for 5 weeks, and that is lecture, lab, and clinicals. And then after those 5 weeks are up, I'm going to do nursing care of childbearing families, which is the OB. And that is a lecture, lab, and clinical. And then the last 5-week course I will take in second semester is nursing care of children and families. And that's just peds, pretty much. And that's another lecture, lab, and clinical. And then for my third semester, which I will be happy, this one is actually a 9 credit hour course with 75 lecture hours with about 16 lab hours and about 164 clinical hours. And that is just nursing care of adults, and that's like mental, also with mental health. And I think I can't remember what she said in the PowerPoint, but I know she mentioned it's like a combined with mental health, and I think in more like just adults in general, like med surg type. So I really like how they broke down our semester and our courses. I do feel like you could probably do this in 2 semesters, but I'm gonna shut the hell up. I'm going, but depending on the course, the workload, it might be heavy. But I would definitely be doing videos on study with me when I start. And I'm probably going to try to do more videos to just give you guys an update. But yes, please be safe out here. Wash your hands, mask up until we get over this pandemic. I don't think we'll ever get back to our normal life, but we will get over to normal. If anybody have been diagnosed or does currently have coronavirus, you are in my prayers. Make sure you stay prayed up to whoever that you pray to. Make sure you check in with family members every single day. You're going to have like your, depending on where you work, because my job kept calling me, and the state, the Ohio Department of Health called me too for like my first few days. It was like irritating because I was repeating the same stuff like back to back. But yes, if you have any questions, comments, please put it below. If you have questions about what prereqs, how like what classes or courses or anything like that that you want me to do in the meantime while I wait to start my program, just let me know. I love you guys. Thanks for being supportive of me. Sorry I look like a hot ass mess, but I did just get off and I'm about to go to bed. Bye.